This has been the biggest update this game has received so far, and arguably the buggiest one as well. Also, if you guys don't know what GPO is, it's basically just your typical One Piece game where you go from island to island until you could finally compete against other players. Similar to block shoots, but slightly better in my personal opinion, since they have alternate game modes like Battle Royale, 1v1s, and the new game mode that just came out called Conquest and Impel Down, which I'm going to be talking about in this video later on. Now, the first thing I want to speak about is crews, and I must say that shit is in shambles right now. Because if you guys do not know yet, phoeyu added this new system where the top 50 crews can obtain a new exclusive weapon called Ace, and the only way to get to the top 50 is by grinding infamy, and the only way to obtain infamy at the time is by sitting in one area and not doing anything for 10 years. Why is it like that, you may ask? Because the original game mode to get infamy got bugged out within the first few minutes of the game being released. Anyways, after finally hitting top 50, you can finally use your ace weapon for the first time. Or can you? Because another bug seemed to have appeared out of nowhere, removing all of our aces from the top 50. And the craziest part about all of this is that you only keep your ace for a couple of seconds and then it just disappears from your inventory. So even if you're in the top 50, you gotta keep slaving your way in order to get your ace back. Now, I'm not too sure why that's not a sign to disable infamy gains / crews, because at this point, it kind of defeats the purpose of grinding infamy. Now, to top it all off with a beautiful cherry on top, they made it so that you cannot invite or kick new players to your crew again. Now again, why hasn't crews been deactivated yet? We can't even utilize our aces 95% of the time, even if we're on the top of the rankings. I'm not too sure what the game plan is here. My guess is to maybe keep the players continuously farming for reputation / infamy, even though they can't even get their aces after reaching the top 50s. Or perhaps phoeyu is just simply isn't aware of this issue, which is why he hasn't deactivated crews yet. Anyways, I'm gonna stop ranting about crews and I'm gonna start talking about the other issues with the game. For example, Tori. Now, Tori isn't as annoying as the crews bug in my personal opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, yes, it's still annoying to fight a max level for a stat user with Tori and infinite mode. I understand that completely, but we've definitely fought worse things in the game, and that speaks a lot of volume about the PvP in this game. Now, the only way to really counter Tori users is by having an OP any bar user with you so that you can shambles them inside your biosphere, and the rest is pretty much history. That's like the only way I can really think of. I mean, yes, mirror users do exist and they could just use their auto tracking fireflies, but again, Tories can just block that midair, and you can no longer use flight with Hell Pillar now, so that kind of sucks. And they also nerfed GPO by adding a bar to it, which makes it a PvP heaven for the Tori players because they don't have to be bothered about anybody trying to evade their attacks or run away. Keep in mind, most Tori attacks are ground attacks. They can't hit you in the air or in sea, so you know, PK users can just like dip anytime. Magus and you know, highs can just like camp sea, and the Tori players can't do anything about it. But besides that, they're obviously eating pretty good this update. Also, talking about GPO, now I think adding a GPO bar was a brilliant idea if it was only for game modes like Battle Royale and Arena, because again, if you go against a player with Tori, you're kind of cooked, like you're done. So please just remove the GPO bar so that we can actually have a PvP chance against these Tories, please. And I'm mainly talking about publics, not Arena or 1v1s. There's also a Bumu one-shot bug going on, but nobody really cares about that right now, to be honest with you. And apparently players are getting banned for using Buddha and Impel Down. It's just a huge mess right now, and I just hope this gets fixed as soon as possible so that this update can actually be playable for us again. But till then, I'm going to be taking a small break off GPO till they fix crews or disable it. Also, new video coming out tomorrow. We're going to be more consistent this month. Yeah, subscribe, like, peace out.